Hours ago, the polls closed in the last day of early voting. Despite the wet weather, a record number of people cast their ballot for the May 1st election. News Channel 5's Jonquil Newland visited a few of the polling locations. And Jonquil, are officials weighing in on the big numbers?
Well, Carrie, officially, no, they're not. However, when we went and spoke with several voters, they all told us they were there for the transit plan. Now, several polling locations have reported seeing a record number of voters today, surpassing what they initially expected. And at the Green Hills polling location, voters had to pack just a little bit of patience.
I've seen it here this long before here at this location, so but I was lucky that I made it.
Now, of the 11 early voting locations, 8 reported seeing more than 1,000 voters. And to put that in perspective, at the Green Hills location, we're told they saw an average of about 400 to 600 folks a day. But today, they saw more than 1,200. Now, totally, a grand total of 59,289 ballots were cast today, or rather during the entire early voting period. That's more than 16% of registered voters. Now, the big issue, of course, on the ballot is the transit plan and whether residents are for or against funding it.
In my opinion, I think there are mixed emotions on both sides, and I don't think there's one solid consensus as to what we should do next. And I hope that somehow we find that consensus, whether it's approved or not. This time, at least we can get something that is more agreeable to the future needs for our city.
Now, if you could not make it out to the polls during early voting, of course, Election Day is on Tuesday, May 1st. We'll have special election coverage on News Channel 5, of course, during our newscast as voters head to the polls and decide the fate of the transit plan, that is. In the newsroom, I'm Jonquil Newland, News Channel 5.
Jonquil, thank you. And